You're staring at your charts. You've got 6 indicators piled on top of one another, and you still can't pull the trigger. Does that sound familiar? Here's the thing. You don't need more tools. You need one setup with clear rules that you can trust enough to actually trade it. That's what the power bar is for me. One candle, 3 rules, and a simple math equation that tilts the odds in your favor. Let me show you how it works. I'm Steven. I started out as a market maker 30 years ago, and I actually sat on the committee that wrote the first trader's exam, what's now the Series 57. At the time, it was the Series 55. I've spent decades watching how institutional order flow moves price. And the power bar is how I took that experience and boiled it down into something any trader can use. No noise, no guesswork. So what exactly are we looking for? We're looking for a power bar that's larger than the bars around it, that clears support to the left or resistance to the left if we're talking about a long. It begins at or near the 20, and it's moving in the direction of the 20. So when I'm taking a short, I'm looking for a downward sloping 20. When I'm taking a long, I'm most often looking for an upward sloping 20. If you want the cheat sheet, you can simply comment power in the comments, and I'll get you the cheat sheet for the power bar. So it'll explain it in more detail. This video isn't really to explain how the power bar works, but a little more about what it looks like on a number of stocks. These are several AI stocks that I trade and have been trading for a while now. And I often get asked what I trade, what I use the power bar on. So I'm going to give you guys some examples today. The first one is ANET or Cloudflare. You want 3 actions with the power bar, or 3 activities. One is just taking the power bar when it's given to you. And like I said, I just explained, what the power bar is. The second thing you want to make sure that you are doing with the power bar trade is keeping your stops, right? This is a momentum trade that works best when you have movement, right? If you're trading something without movement, you're going to have a tough time anyhow. So this is something that takes advantage of movement in a stock, but you have to take the trade, keep your stops, and then when you keep your stops, which are going to be relatively low in the trade compared to your winning trades, you need to let the winning trades play out and not take profit too quickly. All right, I'm going to go through what that looks like, those 3 things in several stocks now. First, like I said, is ANET. This is ANET the past couple of days, something that I've been trading. I literally just sold out of the last of my position that I took yesterday. That was a swing trade for me. But I want to show you what scalping ANET over 2 days looks like, right? If the stock is moving, you're going to get a lot of opportunities intraday. This, what you're seeing on the screen, is my proprietary indicator that I built to help other people trade the power bar. So each one of these, the shorts and the longs, fire off when a power bar forms that meets the criteria that I just described. So again, this is 2 days. You can see when the power bar forms, you get a trigger and a take profit level. As you can see, as long as you have movement in the stock, you're going to get more winning trades than losing trades with the power bar. Each of these take profits is on a profitable trade. This on the short side as the stock's coming in, this on the long side as the stock is moving higher. As the stock moved higher today, a short fired off in the power bar. With the power bar, a take profit level. this stop loss goes with this short because it didn't completely go to 2 times the risk. The risk on this trade was this amount. And we didn't quite get to 2 times that amount, which would have been down here. So that's why you're getting a stop loss here. This obviously should have been a profitable trade. And in a worst case scenario, on some portion of the trade, a trader would have been stopped out at even, right? Moving the stop down and following the trade using good trade management after getting the power bar entry. You can see here, you get another long, multiple take profits, another long, multiple take profits, another long, or depending on how you manage your trade, and this is something I was doing today, I bought yesterday at this level and didn't end up selling all of my position, like I said, until this 198 level today was my last 20% of my position in a swing trade. The power bar gave me direction as we were bottoming here, and I simply held that direction overnight. This gave me confidence to stay in the trade. And the way I traded it was I sold out a portion of my position on this pop this morning. Should have reloaded, but I didn't here, and then sold out the rest of my position here. So I was using the power bar in net today, not to scalp, but as an aid in showing me direction. And these multiple longs helped keep me in the position so that I could sell at a higher price. Let me show you a couple more over the past couple of days that have had really good movement. Again, that's when the power bar performs its absolute best. Micron, another great AI name, which obviously has exploded recently. But look at the movement in the stock and look at what the power bar does for you if you're trading this intraday, right? 1 times your risk, you get stopped out here with a stop here above the power bar. This trade ends up fulfilling both 1, 1.5, and 2 times your risk. So even if you didn't take profit on this trade, your loss is small, right? That's one of the things you have to do when you're trading in general, but also when you're trading a power bar trade. So say this trade ended up being flat or a loss, you still have this trade to make it up, this trade to make it up. You get another small loss on this long, which is this size, right? That's the size of the loss, is this tiny box, because your stop for this trade is at the bottom of the power bar on a long power bar. And then look at the profit. Now you're talking about this size profit. This has to happen over and over again with the power bar. Just like with any trade, you have to manage the trading, right? This one turns into a loss. Again, the loss is the size of this bar. That's the loss. And then over here on the next trade, this is the profit window. And if you're managing it up, this could have been the profit window versus this loss window. If you're trading a power bar setup, this is how you manage it. You take losses when they're presented and be very strict about those losses. And then you take profit in a manageable, systematic way, moving up your stops. Again, this isn't a video about exactly how to manage a trade, but this is what it should look like. Your take profits should be larger than your stop outs. And if the stock is moving you're going to have more take profits, right? You're going to have more winning trades than you have losing trades. Again, this is Micron. I'm going to go through a couple more really fast. These are all, again, AI names that I like and I like to trade. Pure Storage, another one. Look at the take profit size and look at the stop loss size. The take profit levels, the stop loss size. The take profits look like this and the stops look like this. And again, you can see multiple trades in this name the past couple of days because it was moving. And again, you can use the power bar, as I do, to get you into direction as well. Not necessarily just scalping, but into a manageable trade that's moving with trend. Another one is ANET, Arista Networks, the past couple of days. Short, take profit, small stop loss. Long, take profit level. A short with a small stop loss. A long that ends up in a small stop loss. Shorts or longs, I'm generally not taking off a 2-minute for overnight. So this is not something I would trade. A short, that was, again, this size of a loss. And then look at the long. So that's the loss, that size. Because you enter on the power bar as it's ending with the stop at the top of the power bar on a short. And then this is the take profit size. Another really nice short over here. Another really nice short over here. Again, when people ask me, what do you trade with the power bar? Stuff that's moving. If it's moving, you're going to get really nice, profitable trades with relatively small stop outs compared to the size of the winning trades. AAOI, Applied Optoelectronics, another one that I like to trade that I think is a great AI name. A stop out, a nice take profit, a stop out here of this size, and then this short, a win of this size. Here's a great example. That's the size of the loss. And a short, just a short time later, that's the size of the take profit. Along with a stop out, the same thing here. That's the size of the loss. That's the size of the take profit. And then some really nice trading today. A little bit of chop with a stop out on, for a loss this size, and then a long with take profits at these levels. Again, the take profit doesn't necessarily mean that's where you have to take profit. It's not where I have to take profit when I'm trading it. The stop loss is where I have to take a loss according to my trading rules. This could run further, right? If you're moving up the stop. A great way to move the stop with power bars is to move it to the bottom of the power bar. Stop to here, right? A stop to here on this power bar. As you get another power bar, a stop to here. As you get another nice move up, the stop up to here. And again, depending on how you take profit, how you manage a trade, it doesn't just have to be these take profits that I have in my indicator. Another couple of stop losses for small amounts here. And then a really nice drop off that didn't necessarily have to be covered here. And then it turned into another point on the downside on AAOI. So again, people are always asking me, why do you trade with a power bar trade? These are the kind of stocks that work best. Stocks that have movement. In the Qs today, there wasn't a ton of movement. So there wasn't a ton of trading. There was a short at the open which turned into a nice take profit down here, and then a long, literally right after. This is what I call a hairpin turn. I'll make it a little bigger so you guys can see it. This was the hairpin turn this morning. This was a trade that I got long, and a nice move higher with trend, with take profits up here. So not a lot of movement up and down, more sideways movement, but a power bar entry would have gotten you into this trend at the very beginning of the trend. So one of the benefits of the power bar is getting you into the move near the beginning. Again, if you want the cheat sheet, comment power in the comments below. My indicator that I built is for sale. It's linked to in the description below. I hope this video helped to show sort of what you can trade the power bar on, how it works, how the indicator works, how to take losses when you're stopped out, and a little bit on how to take profit. If this video was helpful to you, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll make more videos like this. Thanks.